Hi, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm Laura Hopkins, and I'm really excited to have everyone here tonight and talking about something that's so much fun. Every year, we talk about how we want to go into the holidays and what can we do to, quite honestly, not start over in January, but really to go into what might be considered the unhealthiest food time of year. Go into it with some healthy goals.
That's
I
for
want
sure.
to make sure that everyone understands tonight that we're not coming here to throw shade on what your holiday traditions might be or memories, but just to talk a little bit about No Regrets November. The reason why is because we just want to be fully accepting of our choices. We want to go, okay, this is a choice I'm making, and to know that you're not alone in it. If there's nobody else in your home doing it, to know that you have a community of people come alongside of you that are journeying with you. But for just your own health and your own longevity, we created No Regrets November several years ago so we could walk into the holidays, walk into the end of the year doing our very best, feeling our very best, and making health choices that are going to sustain us through the rest of the year. So if you can go through what most to consider the toughest time of the year to make diet, nutrition, and health changes, then won't you pretty much be set for the rest of the year? I would think so, right? And it's not to say that you can't have some of your favorite things throughout the holidays. We can go around and do alternatives. We're going to be teaching you about alternatives to your traditional ingredients through this time, and we can also talk to you about making better choices. So instead of having maybe it's not so much about what you're eating, but how much of it that you're eating. Everybody loves more than one piece of pie at the holidays, but maybe what's your blood sugar saying about that, right? So we all need to consider these things. And we're here as No Regrets November starts to be able to walk with you in that. But it's October right now. So why are we talking about it? Because we want you to get set. We want you to be prepared to go into the holidays with a healthy mindset. And the best way to do that, and I'm going to share with you tonight about some reset options. The most favorite reset option, and I don't know how many of you probably have already done this one, but that is to do the Ningxia reset. And so I'm going to talk to you about the Ningxia reset and what that looks like. So I want to share my screen here. Full screen. There we go. Nope, it kicked me out. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm going to share my screen. I'll come back and I will. All right. Trying something different, doing it through. So let's talk about what it looks like to do a reset. One of the best ways to start, one of the most, the easiest way to start is through what we call the Ningxia reset. It started a while back, and thousands of people have done it, and it's a great way to get started. What we know about Ningxia Red is that it's going to be so powerful in these first 14 days. So it's a 14-day reset is what it's called. So it doesn't even have to take up the entire month. But what it's going to do is to give you kind of some momentum going into the holidays. You don't have to wait till November 1st to start it. You can start it sooner if you have your Ningxia Red. But it is today we're going to talk about the power behind it. There's 4 key pillars that are involved in this reset: moving every day, having mindfulness, clean eating, and then drinking your Ningxia Red. So the Ningxia Red part of it is actually the easy button in all of this. There is some additional work that you need to do. And maybe you've already done a Ningxia reset. We're going to talk at the end about some other things that you can add on to continue to push forward in your challenges, and things that we're going to maybe see working on specific body systems. Okay, why do we love Ningxia Red? Well, it is loaded with antioxidants. It is, excuse me, we know that your immune system is very much affected by oxidation and oxidative stress. And so what we want to do is minimize those factors specifically with Ningxia Red, but also you want to have energy without crashes, without needing caffeine. And you want to have something that you're taking internally, a supplement that's going to be great, not just for your immune health, but also for your heart health. And one of the number one problems in America, causes of death in America, is heart disease. So let's work on that cardiovascular system. Let's work on our cellular function. And also lutein, that's in the Ningxia wolfberry, is fantastic for eyes, for your eye health. And I mentioned it earlier, blood sugar levels. This time of year, it's not just what you eat, but it's also the emotions associated with the holidays. It could be about, being around family, or missing people in your life that aren't here any longer. Or it could also be just the way that people interact when they get together can be stressful. But we also want to get great sleep, because getting great sleep is going to be very effective long-term for our overall health. So let's talk about this movement. When paired with Ningxia Red, daily movement helps improve your cellular oxygenation. My goodness, Laura, talk and take 15. Okay, so you feel more energized and not depleted because your body's able to recover easier with the Ningxia wolfberry. So what does that look like? So it looks like being intentional. It means setting your alarm maybe a little early to get up in the morning and do your workout if you need to do that to fit it in before everything else happens. Maybe it looks like being intentional about going outside and moving, being able to get sunshine, being able to get grounded. If you live in an area where it's still nice enough to put your feet in the soil, that's a fantastic way. Really getting up and stretching. I always go back to the fact that we see animals and babies stretch. So somehow along the way, we miss that. We forget about the importance of stretching, but it's so valuable in our overall health and well-being. And just getting outdoors. You don't have to go run a marathon. You don't have to be training for a marathon. Just a 30-minute walk outdoors is doing something. Or maybe you like to dance, put on some music, and you want to do something a little bit more vigorous to get your heart rate up. Maybe you can't do impact training. So maybe getting outside the home is not an option. Maybe rapid movement impact isn't good for you. So doing rebounding. So that means having a rebounder, a small trampoline to be able to get movement. It's great for your lymphatic system as well. Or getting even some light weights and using light weights. We know one of the best things for bone health and bones as you age to avoid osteoporosis issues, in addition to nutrition, is actually building muscle, because your bones will stay strong to support muscle. It's fantastic. There's so many fantastic studies that have been done about aging and muscle mass. So it's a proven fact that even if you're using a 3-pound weight or 1-pound weight, whatever you're doing, challenge yourself maybe just a little bit, and it's going to help with your movement. And it's not just about fitness, but emotions are a great way to, emotions are most definitely powered and affected by our movement. Sometimes when we're more sedentary, we have a likelihood to get places of depression, places of where we're letting our thoughts kind of take captive. We're not taking our thoughts captive. And when we move, it actually helps us process emotion and maybe stored, even release some of that tension in the body. We want emotional flow. So when emotions come in, we can recognize them, address them, and let them move back out. We don't want emotions to be stagnant in our bodies. The other thing about that is we want to make sure that we are breathing properly. And we talk about this all the time. We've done whole classes on breathing. And so making sure that you're breathing and not just short breaths. It's not just inhaling quickly, but it is long, deep breaths, that your nervous system is supported through that you are doing a good job with your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight. That is what's allowing you to deal with instant stressors. We should not be in a constant state of fight or flight. It's important when it's emergency situations, but prolonged fight or flight is not healthy for your brain and for your emotions. And then, of course, circulation. When we have healthy blood flow and circulation, that's what is it not good for? We want to keep things moving in our body. So, in addition to our lymphatic system circulation, but also blood flow. So, gentle movement helps clear stuck energy, reduce anxiety, and create space for clarity and calm. And we love to use things like peppermint before a workout. It helps actually with there's that word again, oxygenation of cells. And we also want to help with just being alert and focused. So peppermint's a great oil to start with. I also love to drink it in my water. It's very refreshing. It kind of has this get up and go, get it done kind of feel to it. Valor is another one. If you're kind of starting a new workout routine, putting Valor on in the morning to help you focus and get ready and get going. And then also using an oil like Release to help you as those emotions are coming to the forefront. So creating movement into your day, ideally 30 minutes, but whatever you can get would be absolutely great. And even if it's maybe for those of you who work you're in an office, taking 30 minutes to go and get a break. I remember when I was in a corporate office, I would eat my lunch at my desk. Not a great thing to do, but I always went downstairs to the workout center and usually try to even do a class because I was able to physically kind of separate myself from the work day. And I felt so much more focused and productive after I had been moving. The second pillar, the next one is mindfulness. So mindfulness is about creating small moments of awareness throughout your day. So tuning in instead of tuning out. It helps you regulate stress and release regulate emotional triggers. So you might have something that continuously kind of gets you all twirled up and excited or wound up, should we say. But being able to be mindful helps you be prepared for when those things come your way. Grounding yourself, meaning with your body and your breath work, being able to go outside, get sunshine, even if you can walk outside in the grass, let your feet go barefoot in the grass. It's fantastic for kind of a sense of grounding. And then doing some breathing. My favorite is squared breathing, which is an inhalation for 4 counts. You hold it for 4 counts. Then you exhale for 4 counts, and then you inhale for 4 counts. So that's a very easy one to stop. And if you think about it, if it's 4, 4, 4, and 4, so you can visualize a box. So I'll do it with you together really quickly. We can go inhale for 4, hold, exhale through your mouth, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, okay, that's one example of mindfulness. We can just stop and do that throughout the day. I can tell you at night, if your mind is racing, if you have that problem with that, I like to use a different technique, and that is breathing in for 4, breathing out for 7, and then holding for 8. And at first, when you start to do that, there have been times when I get a little bit like I don't have all my breath yet. And that shows me right there that I'm not relaxed. I'm still holding on tight to my breath. It's all still here in my chest and my shoulders. So relaxing those shoulders, taking an inhale for 4 through your nose. Exhale 7 out your mouth. Hold for 8. I can tell you that of all the times I've done this, and sometimes it takes a lot more than just 2 or 3, but I typically will fall asleep after doing that for several rotations, just because I'm having to be mindful and calm my body and my mind. Other things, you want to be mindful of how important the morning sun is, and having bare feet on the earth in the morning can be very grounding and can connect you to the natural rhythm of the planet. It can be good for calming inflammation and kind of just getting you reset and a true start for the day. So if you can sit in natural light for 5 to 10 minutes, place your bare feet on the grass, the dirt, the sand, then breathe in your favorite essential oil. Joy is a good one, present time, stress away, valor, all examples. Then you can take those, you could do your squared breathing for 5 counts and then set your intention for the day. Maybe it's your favorite scripture. Maybe it's something that you've been thinking about and meditating on. I heard someone say recently a good way to think about the difference between prayer and meditation is prayer is when you're talking to God and meditation is when you're listening. And so really being able to stop and, make your requests known, but just coming with a heart of gratitude and thanksgiving, and then also stopping to hear what God has laid in your heart that day. So you want to empty your mind. You don't have to empty your mind, but what like you do at night. But what you do want to do is bring your mind back to the presence where you are in your body physically. Okay. The next step is clean eating. Now, what does this mean this time of year? We're moving into a time we're not going to have as many fresh living foods that are grown locally, but you can still eat seasonally. I love being able to connect with at farmers markets and be able to get your own food. But if you can't, then getting it from the grocery store, or typically we like to have organic foods if we can, just because they're going to have less of the chemical sprays and all of the things added to them. You also want to be able to make sure you're getting a colorful plate, colorful vegetables, colorful fruits, and then of course clean quality proteins. I always like to tell people, if you don't have a good source of that, just look online, because I can promise you there's probably a farmer somewhere that would love to source you. And you cut out the middleman of the grocery store when you do that. We've gone with other families and bought a cow together, and it's one big lump payment all at once, but pound by pound, you're saving a lot of money and you know where it came from. And then also hydration. It's so important. We do not want a dehydrated body. So taking half your body weight in ounces every day is kind of where you want to start. So if you weigh 200 pounds, then you need to drink 100 ounces of water throughout the day to just maintain your hydration. Okay. And just because you're not outside working, sweating, does not mean you're not losing water, losing your, that you're not dehydrated just because you might be inside. You're still drinking water is important for the function of everything, especially your colon and your brain, which you want to move things out. You want to have healthy elimination so everything else can work properly. So ideas of maybe what you can do to start your day is with some warm water. Joanna talked about this with her talk on hydration today, that using warm lemon water. So that's a cup of maybe about 8 to 16 ounces of warm water with 2 to 3 drops of lemon vitality. Then you build your plate with fiber, protein, and healthy fats. And then you eliminate any kind of processed things, especially sugar, especially alcohol. But again, this is not something that you can't ever have during this time. It's just like looking at it in excess of. So helping eat, being clean is preparation as well. So this last week we've been having birthdays in our family. So one of the things is not to get as big of a cake, maybe, or sending leftovers home with other people, dispersing it out throughout the family so it doesn't get left at one person's house. It's a really good idea. And then lastly, this is what every day looks like with your Make a Shift kit. And I have one right here. That's But you can see how easy it is because Young Living has shown you what you need to do every single day. So you have your ounces here, and you're able to just go through and go look at day 1, look at day 2, look at day 3, and then your individual days the rest of the time throughout the 14 days. And it's fantastic. We drink 2 ounces a day to boost our natural energy without caffeine or crashes, to support our immunity and cellular function. We want to help with our mental clarity and healthy aging. We want to give our body the nutrients it needs at a cellular level and reduce stress and improve sleep. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? That sounds, anybody against any of that? All right, so some people go, well, how do I get, that's a lot of Ningxia Red to drink in a day. And people like Adelina and I are like, 14 ounces, I'll do it. Like, oh, I mean, sorry, 12 ounces, let's do it, like, let's go, let's get this done. I would love to drink 12 ounces a day. But I've got to make sure my children have some too. So I know, it's kind of funny like that, but you can take it straight in the morning. You can spread it out over the course of the day. Those of you who do intermittent fasting, or you're doing more metabolic work where you're looking at your ketones and your blood sugar, you want to wait to have it whenever you have that window of your food intake. You can put it with sparkling water with a squeeze of lime. Ooh, for a mocktail, it's so good. Or just lime Vitality is great too. You can blend it into smoothies. For powerful antioxidant boost, you can use it as a base in a powder or liquid supplements. We love to use it with mineral essence. You can put it with your daily Ningxia greens, or if you're doing anything that's focusing on the liver, you can do, for those of you who've done a Ningxia reset and you want to do more strategy towards your liver, you can do the whole body cleanse and then the liver tone. So there you go. That's how it starts. So I'm going to send this out to you guys. I'm going to copy this and put it into the chat today of what the rhythm looks like. But basically, that you're doing in the morning, 5 minutes of mindfulness and meditation, and you're setting your intention for the day. Go outside and get 5 to 10 minutes, preferably barefoot in the natural sunlight. Drink 2 to 4 ounces of Ningxia Red, and if you're in your first 3 days, of course, it's going to be up to 12. And then gentle movement, stretching, yoga. Then daytime, you're going to nourish with clean meals. You're going to continue to hydrate. Again, starting your day with warm water does not shock your digestive system. And Joanna talked about that quite a bit on her Facebook page on 7 Early Days Essentials. Then additional Ningxia Red if you're on days 1 through 3. And then additional 2 to 5 minutes for a breath and to journal in the middle of the day. And at the end of the day, a light dinner, having a winding down routine, getting screens off, maybe reading something that is life-giving, or maybe focusing something you want to focus on for the next day, something that you want to present for dream time. And then some people take additional Ningxia Red at night. I like to take mine earlier in the day. It's never kept me awake, but those of you who have maybe A or type B blood, we've heard that a lot of times that affects type A and type B blood a little differently if you're not used to Ningxia Red. And then also reflecting on the day and saying, how do I feel? That I took great care of myself. I didn't give in to the temptation of unhealthy eating or skipping something. I made time to take care of myself. So that's what a day looks like. And of course, we are here to support you in that. We have a community, the 7 Only Days Facebook page. We have a community here on the Monday Night Live where we're connected. We're talking to one another. We're communicating with one another. Find a friend to get connected with you. Of course, loyalty rewards is going to make things simpler because you're getting points back for when you purchase your Ningxia Red. And this kit is the least expensive way you can purchase Ningxia Red, ounce for ounce. I still love the loyalty rewards option with bottles because I can pour straight, but this kit, ounce for ounce, this is the most cost-effective way to purchase Young Living. And if you've got a whole household, this actually helps the people in your house from pouring a whole glass. It actually is like, this is your 2 ounce. This is your 2 ounces for today. So that's a really great thing. Make sure you get your Ningxia Red Reset Kit. But what about other things? What about those of you who want? I'm going to stop my share now, and I want to talk about a few other things. Adelina is on tonight. She wants to talk about the metabolic reset, and then I'm going to share a little bit about some other things. There's Young Living has as well. If you want to focus on hormones, if you want to focus on energy, and if you want to focus on sleep, there's some additional things. So Adelina, would you talk a little bit about the way that you've been using the metabolic reset, and there's a Facebook community for that as well. And I would like you to maybe share a little bit about what you've learned and what you've been seeing happen there. Heard some great success stories.
Absolutely. Well, I've been doing the Ningxia Red Reset since it first came out, because if you know me at all, you know that I am all about the Ningxia. Always, if anybody asks me about, what can I do for this or that, first start is, are you drinking Ningxia? That's always my first question, because the Ningxia, it does change, it goes to the cellular level, so it changes everything in our body. And you mentioned the eye support. Well, I'm 62 now. And when I was 6 years old and had to start wearing glasses, they told me eventually I would go blind. Well, now in the last 10 years, I've started drinking Ningxia in 2015. And my eyesight has improved. The doctor is always shocked, the optometrist. Even my own husband, he was an optician who, one who makes glasses. He could not believe, he and my son are both opticians because he trained my son. And he would even say, this is impossible. She's the worst. She has the worst sight I've ever seen in all my years. But no, it just changes everything. And of course, when I drink it, I like to drink it as if I'm drinking, taking communion with it, because I don't do wine, I don't do grape juice. I'll use my Ningxia instead. But anyway, I've been doing that, and I see great success with it every month after month. And I learned about the metabolic reset a couple of months ago and did my first one in September. And then today started actually another. And it's the 2 weeks. You follow the plan on the Ningxia Reset box. But what I've learned is we're not taking in enough protein. So we're adding more protein and doing the protein first, within 30 minutes of waking up. So if you want to do your warm water with your lemon, your salt, whatever else you like to do, that's great. But then within 30 minutes of waking up, try, or 60 minutes is the most that they like you to go. Eat some protein. And I've actually discovered I really do enjoy eggs, and I think I'm going to write a book, 1,001 Ways to Eat Eggs, because they're just that complete protein, really. And I've done research on the cholesterol, and they've debunked the cholesterol myths and all of that. It really is a perfect protein and easy to digest, but it doesn't have that much protein, per egg. So, because they want you to do at least 90 to 100 grams of protein a day, which, most women are only doing 35, 40, I'm discovering, and that's not even near enough. So we need the protein to build the muscle. And you're only doing this for 2 weeks because it's resetting you and metabolically to change, your blood sugars and things like that. I have seen, I sleep well since with doing the Ningxia and all that, but I sleep even better because you try to stop eating no later than 5 o'clock. So your body is no longer trying, in the middle of the night, trying to digest and process and keeping you up because it's been several hours. So when you wake up, you're ready to eat again. And then I am a chocoholic, guaranteed, but I don't even crave chocolate when I'm doing the resets, whether it's just a regular Ningxia Red reset or the metabolic one. So it changes. And I actually, when I'm not doing, I like to do 2 to 4 ounces a day when I'm off the resets. And I'm like you, my kids are grown up, but they still drink Ningxia, and we still, guys, have adult children. They're my roommates, actually, I call them. But my grandchildren, I have 2 grandchildren, and I make sure that they have Ningxia. My granddaughter loves it when I'm doing a reset, because then she's like, okay, how many ounces are we drinking today? She's going to join me on the reset. And so that's one thing. It's the Ningxia is something that it's a given. It's always on my loyalty order because that's the best way. I've even gotten with the loyalty points, I've been able to purchase boxes of Ningxia. And I do also like the loyalty rewards one because I do like the bottles because when I'm doing a reset, I will actually like to drink half a bottle for the 12 ounces. It's because there's 25 ounces in the bottle, so 12 and a half. I'm okay with doing that extra half.
Yeah.
And it's just so
No,
easy to drink it that
I'm
way.
fine with the extra half. It's a good half. It's worth it. So
Yeah, and it's just
good
just
stuff.
basically that, just that. But I also learned about oxalates. A lot of things that we're told are good for us, like spinach and things like that, are high oxalate, and so it's a challenge, to give up some of those things. But again, it's only for the 2 weeks, and then your body shifts. And I've actually, again, I continue to just reduce inflammation. We don't realize how much oxidative stress just just getting up and existing, our body absorbs. And so it's important we have to continue to be proactive. Our oils, our niche, our supplements, they're not a band-aid. They are life-giving. And so I've even done yard sales when I thought I wasn't going to be able to afford as much Ningxia because I'm going to drink Ningxia every day, but sometimes I want extra, not just for me, but again for those I love and care about. And so yeah, the metabolic reset has been, it's different, but it's totally doable. I think the hardest thing for me was learning that it's okay to eat a lot of protein. It's
Mhm.
totally, and it's good for me. And it has my body, I feel my body shifting. Funny story, the other day, I have this favorite pair of pants and I cannot wear these anymore because they're now beginning to sag on me. And I almost tripped and I thought, oh, well, that's not going to be fun. And my grandson loves to hug me, and he grabbed me and my pants actually came down. I thought, stop, hold on a minute. Let me pick up my pants. So that was kind of funny, but it was a good thing, a good funny. So,
Yeah,
there's tons to say, but there's other things too, other resets. And again, it's so gentle. Landis talked about cleansing the colon. I think it was on Saturday when she did her post, and that is so important. Well, the Nisha helps with that too, so it's very gentle. So it's one of my favorites.
absolutely. I like to tell the story how when um, my husband went to a Young Living event, the men's camp, and they were out at the lodge in Taviona. And Gary Young, had all these men out here. This was probably 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. And he said that they brought them all out to the lodge, and there was free flowing Ningxia Red. Well, they basically backed up the plumbing at that place because they were all just releasing everything. So it's a gentle cleanse. It's not like I have an emergency. The other part of why we love Ningxia Red is because you can't out supplement a poor diet. And so starting with Ningxia Red, when my husband first started drinking it, he was actually had a strong desire for Dr. Pepper. And I remember this was back in 2006, and he started drinking Ningxia Red, and it changed his taste buds because I wasn't buying Dr. Pepper anymore and bringing it to the home. But he had the opportunity to drink some when we were out went somewhere, and he said, "Oh, that tastes so bad. Oh, I can't. I do not like that." And so it was really cool how that changed his taste buds. And now he'll drink things like he really likes something bubbly a little bit, the sparkling water with Mexican food, especially. And so he'll drink a Topo Chico, or we have LaCroix or something like that we can add Ningxia Red. We can add our oils to it as well. So I just would encourage you guys to give the 14-day reset a try with Ningxia Red if you've never done it before, and focus on the things that you what habits you want to start new with, how you can move and be mindful and drink your Ningxia, and how you can move into this season of, because when we start making really good choices and better choices, look in January, they say, well, people usually start with gym memberships and then they give up within, the first 21 days. But if you can build some great habits in the first 21 days of November, so you do your Ningxia reset for the first 14, but you continue to drink your Ningxia Red, and you continue to um, work on your mindfulness and keep moving, what could that look like going into the holidays, that you're also able to enjoy things? If you're getting your protein, you're getting your sleep, you're getting your water, you're able to go, ooh, maybe I don't even want that thing that had a hold on me, that I don't desire the things that don't bring life to me, that you're only going to have a desire for the things that are life-giving. So what could happen? Everyone needs to make their own goals. Maybe you have hormonal challenges. Maybe you're going through perimenopause or menopause, or maybe there's a time of infertility. Then you want to add the next 14 days after you've done your Ningxia reset, you want to add daily hormone essentials. I've seen there's fantastic studies about this. At least 12 different menopausal symptoms can be addressed with this product. I love to take it at night in what I call my tea. And basically it's just warm water and a packet of daily hormone essentials. And I made the mistake of running out because I was giving it samples to people. So this time when I ordered it, I ordered 2. So I wouldn't run out. And then the other one I'm counting as a business expense because I'm going to have it available when people need samples, and then they can order their own. But I cannot deplete my own self at the expense of everybody else anymore on that one. The other thing is, what about energy? So people talk about there is a Ningxia reset for energy. And so it comes with lime and orange vitality and a super B. And we know how important the super B complex is for your body to be able to have energy. But I would also, if I were you, add a super magnesium to that, because magnesium is needed for over 300 different processes in your body. And magnesium is fantastic for sleep and will help significantly. You hear a lot about magnesium right now. This is a fantastic supplement. I give this to my children as well. And my son, who has a tendency to get up at night and walk around, we even had, when we first moved here to this new location, actually went outside and when it was probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. And so he has not done that since. I've been using, so he takes super magnesium and he takes a tablet in the morning. And so I'm not even giving it to him at night. If you want something for kids for sleep, we have another magnesium supplement called Unwind, and it's taken, you could take it in water, you could take it under your tongue. It's a little bit better when you put it in water. Those are options as well. Then there's also the Inner Beauty for skin and for digestion is the Inner Beauty Collagen, and that's a Inner Beauty reset as well. So you'll get your Ningxia reset plus your Inner Beauty Collagen that you can take with it, or you could take it separately in a different mix. But I can tell you right now that what we want to do is do the Ningxia reset together the first 14 days on the page. And then what we want to do is just encourage you through that to find, okay, now what am I going to do from here? What am I going to do to continue these healthy habits? So I hope that you get on your loyalty rewards. If you haven't already put your loyalty orders for the month in, make sure Ningxia Red is on your loyalty order, and let's start moving towards a healthy direction. So when January comes, we already have a path. There's John Wetton talked at convention this year about creating new synapses in the brain, and how when we try new things, when we have new habits, it actually, if you think about sledding, that you're standing at the top of a hill, snow everywhere, but nobody's gone down the hill yet. So the first time down, it might feel a little bit like you have to punch through some snow. You have to kind of make a path, but then you trudge back up the hill, and the second time it's a little smoother, it goes a little bit quicker. But the more times you go down that hill, come back up and go down that hill when you're sledding, doesn't it go faster? Isn't it smoother? Isn't it more worn? That's what we're doing when we create new habits. We're creating new synapses in our brain and telling our brain what to do. So this is a perfect time of year to start creating new habits. So you can go into the holidays with a healthy mindset, and then start the new year with already think of the things you can accomplish when you've already created great new habits in November and December. So I'm going to see if there are any questions. And if anything else, Adelina, if you have anything else to add. Joy was going to join us tonight, but she had 200 chickens delivered to her home this evening. She lives on a farm in Arkansas. And so she said, I am so sorry, but I cannot join you. And I said, understandable. I mean, we got to take care of the ladies. So she's out there unpacking all those little chicks. Adelina, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
Not quite sure. Now, Joy is a wealth of information, but we're glad that she's getting the chickens. I kind of a lot of times I see her post and I think, man, I wish I lived closer
Yes,
because she does cheese and all these other cool things. But anyway,
she does some fun
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. There's a lot of things that we can do on our own, and you have to do you.
Hmm.
Whatever's going to work for you. If it's the Ningxia Red Reset or, the metabolic reset, we have the 5-day nutritional cleanse. There's so many different things. But, I'm always going to start with the Ningxia and then go from there. I do like the daily hormone essentials, but I do stop it during the reset just because we want to stay away from all sugar. And I drank, I was kind of like, felt like your husband did. I drank a packet while during the reset the first time. And I felt like I was drinking pure syrup. And I thought, oh my
Mm.
God, this tastes so different when I'm not doing, the reset. But again, I'm still doing the Ningxia all the other times. And then, of course, we do try to avoid nuts during the reset. So it's just a whole new learning curve of things that we know are healthy for us. But again, we have to remind people this is only for the 2 weeks. And
Hmm.
then you can do a 90-10 or 80-20 after that.
Yeah.
But you want to continue because it will change your taste buds. And so when you come, you talked about the pie. I love pumpkin pie, and I made a pumpkin pie. Usually I make two, and this was a couple of weeks ago. And I took a bite, and the first couple of bites were good, and then I was done. I didn't have to have half a pie. Your body just says, okay, that's good. You tasted it. We learn to do things in moderation. And
Yeah.
so again, we don't have the no regrets November, no regrets December, in January, our what do you call it? Our resolutions don't have to all be about our weight or anything. They can be totally different because we've already gotten down the eating part that this is what my body needs to live and thrive, not, oh, now I need to get rid of this or that or the other. I I like to, every year I try to get rid of at least 5 pounds from, before November because I love eggnog. And I always did every gain 5 pounds. And last year, our store didn't even carry it. And I thought, oh my God, God is really helping me through this with just, I had to go search at a totally different store, but it wasn't kinds that I like. So I was like, nah. And then this year I had some, but literally it was less than a shot glass full. Every time I think of a shot glass, I think of your daughter. She loves
I
to.
know.
But anyway, and it was like I took a sip and I'm done. I'm done, for the rest of the year. Not I don't need to have it. And then one thing that they do encourage are ferments during the metabolic reset.
Yes.
So kefir, and I haven't found a good one yet because
Hmm.
just I mean there's tons of great stores here, but just my little area of my 10-mile radius, there's not any good kefir that doesn't have sugar or anything like that. So I'm going to find some, but a lot of people are actually mixing it with their Ningxia and saying that it's absolutely divine. So I am definitely all about the recipes and different ways to try it and drink it. And of course, you can do the Ningxia. It doesn't have to just be straight up packet. You can even go online. Young Living has Ningxia shots with different oils that you can just try, and it's kind of fun. My granddaughter likes to lay out shot glasses and put different oils, see which one we like best that day because it can change. I do use some oils that are not compliant. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna share it here because we're recording, but you can message me privately if you're interested to know what I'm doing. But yeah, there's just so many cool things to do with your Ningxia. You can make it into vinaigrette, salad dressings, popsicles, just so many cool things. It's not like just drink the packet straight and you're done.
Right.
That's fun too, though, but it's kind of nice also to try it in different ways. So, no, again, I'm always going to recommend the Ningxia because it is gentle and anybody can do it. Even some people that have to watch their potassium or different things, they'll use the bottles because then they use less than the 2 pack.
Right. Right.
So there's different ways to do it. And it's with sweetened with stevia. And I really do feel like I'm eating all different fruits and vegetables when I'm drinking my Ningxia. And so I just feel like it's coursing through my body and repairing and restoring. And
Mhm.
how you think about it, we're doing it with intention. And so it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm just
Yeah.
excited about everybody that's getting on board to make a difference, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else. My aunt was recently in the hospital, and I truly believe she had started the Ningxia like a month before she went in. I truly believe that she was able to recover as quickly as she did because she had started the Ningxia.
Mhm.
And so she'll continue, and she's 91. So goodness.
Right?
Good to have, Ningxia is known for coming from an area that has a lot of what do you call them?
Centurions,
Centurion,
century
yes.
people who hit the 100-year mark,
Yes, yes. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
right?
And ladies, if you have any suggestions for us in a different reset you'd like to learn about, or we're quite open and we want to know because we want to hear from you. And when Laura shares the recording, if you'll share, what you're gleaning from it, or, if you even have a post, a testimony, we'd love to hear that too. And we'd love to share with the entire group. So
Yeah.
we're so excited that you all came tonight, and looking forward to all that's happening the rest of October and November, December. No regrets
Yes.
ever.
No regrets for sure. Fantastic. Okay, well, Tammy said she's been using coconut kefir on the reset. That's cool. So, and if you're interested in more about what Adelina is talking about, that's called the metabolic reset. You can join the metabolic reset. It's a Facebook group. And if you just reach out to Adelina, she can add you to the group. She can tell you what you can read on the group, what it's all about. But and we're also going to be talking about that. She's going to post about it on the 7 Oily Days Essential page. So if people want to join there, they can too. Angel Fraser is another person, and Keely McCary. They've all done it and have seen significant, results from it. So, all right, everybody. I bless you. Have a great week. And next week, we're going to be back. Oh, and Tammy did it last month. Okay. Next week, we are back with, uh, let me pull it up. It is Essential Oils 101. So if you have someone who's new to Young Living or would like to learn about essential oils, once a month we're going to be doing a 101 class. So that is kind of an introductory class. So invite friends and family, people who say, okay, what are these oils? Where did you get them? What are you talking about? Why? I can just get them at the health food store. So you can invite them to come be a part of that class. And it's going to be quick. It's going to be, a 30-minute class in and out. I'm going to talk about what oils are, about the Young Living difference. And then you connect with people to help them get started. And so once a month, we're going to be doing this. We'll do another one. Thieves will be in November, and then Ningxia Red in December, and then we'll start all over again with in January with oils. And so every quarter we're going to have an essential oils, a thieves, and an Ningxia Red class. So that will help us when you're having new people come in to your groups and your friends, and you're meeting new people. There's going to be a class that they can catch. And of course, the classes will be recorded. So because it's a basic introduction class, and it will allow you to be able to share that. So, all right. Oh, questions. Okay. I joined a few minutes late. Is there a handout that outlines a reset? Yes. So actually there are handouts that you can get. I know there's at least one or two on our Facebook page, Viveka, and I can make sure you get a copy of that. On the Young Living website as well, it talks about what all is involved with that. Tonight, what I was adding to it were just additional steps to, this is a way you can add to it, in addition to just drinking your Ningxia Red. So I can put that together and send that to you too. Yes, hello. I think that's Selena. It just says SB. So Selena Blake, thank you. Good to see your face. Beautiful face, my friend. Good to see you. Well, I don't see your face, Selena, but I'm sure you're beautiful. It's good that you're here tonight. And then Judy said, did you see the pumpkin succulent craft I sent you? No, Judy. Oh, look, Judy's sharing her page. Or Judy's sharing, add a pin. Can you, oh, look at what Judy made. Look at that. Wow, you made your succulents. That's gorgeous. Oh, those are fantastic. So if you guys want to, you can see mine back here. Mine actually got attacked, so you can't see it as easily. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. These are we made succulent pumpkin diffusers. And my 10-year-old got really creative and she, look at that. See all of the hot glue that kind of went around the edges? She said it looks like it's a glaze. So we're gonna go with it. The little succulent on there is dying at the top, but it's a very fun and easy craft to make. And then you can put your oils in there. So those are beautiful, Judy. Thank you for sharing those. And if you guys go to 7 Oily Days on YouTube, you'll be able to see this replay and the succulent pumpkin diffuser class as well. So have a great night. We'll see you back here next week for Essential Oils 101. Good night.